Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy, and today I want to talk to you about a Total War title I've been wanting for ages. And honestly, a title you've probably been wanting for ages. Lord of the Rings Total War. Or, if we're gonna be modern, Total War Lord of the Rings. Total War Warhammer 3 is right around the corner, and as far as we know, that also means that the Warhammer saga is over. What the future holds in store for Total War is unknown, but what we do know, what we've always known, is that now would be the perfect time for a Total War Lord of the Rings game. If you're familiar with the Total War series, you might already know that the people of Total War, the community, the beautiful, delicious, well, the modders, have already made this a reality. Amazing Lord of the Rings mods have already been made for Rome Total War and Medieval 2, complete with all factions, units, new campaign maps, and city models. And we even have an amazing mod for Total War Attila. It's astonishing what these people have been able to do, but with mods come restrictions, and no matter how awesome they are, mods are less likely to be able to truly capture the full essence of a completely different universe, simply because the original game wasn't made to natively convey it. This brings us to the awesome potential of a future CA-made, officially licensed Total War Lord of the Rings. And now is the perfect time. Think about it. Creative Assembly has at this point more than 6 years of development experience with fantasy-based titles. And for what they are, the Warhammer series are amazing recreations of that universe, with an extremely diverse unit roster, from long-range dwarven armies to more realistic-looking imperial ones, to completely out-of-this-world monsters which are either massive or flying. We have single people units which are able to conjure supernatural abilities, and we have campaign mechanics which makes it harder for certain races to live and prosper in hostile territories to that race. But the Warhammer games aren't the only ones that bode well for a future Lord of the Rings title. The optional records mode of the Three Kingdoms allows special characters to ride alongside a general's bodyguard unit as opposed to being single units, which could work with heroes like Faramir, for example, like in that scene where he rides with the Knights of Gondor towards Osgiliath. In addition, Total War has in recent years began focusing on making massive and even more beautiful campaign maps than ever before. The map in Third Age, for example, is already extremely well made, but of course, Third Age is made for a game which came out 15 years ago, so basing a potential future title on what we've already seen, be it Warhammer, Three Kingdoms, or Troy, Middle-earth has the potential to be remade in the most beautiful way ever. Another feature which could easily be transferred from Warhammer is the mission system, which at certain points in every campaign demands that you send an army to a special location in order to fight a historical quest battle. This could be used to stage those famous Lord of the Rings battles like Helm's Deep, Minas Tirith, or even smaller skirmishes like the Rohirrim ambushing the Uruk-hai. Further, Total War has since Attila tried to create endgame scenarios where you're challenged a little bit extra by a doomsday-like event which throws a wrench into any campaign. This was recreated in Warhammer with the Chaos Invasion. And in Lord of the Rings, this endgame scenario could easily be replicated in several stages with the invasion of Isengard into Rohan, or perhaps more importantly, a great army of Mordor marching towards Gondor, which is much harder to resist than the usual campaign armies. It would also be awesome to be able to play a Total War Lord of the Rings co-op campaign with a friend, or why not make it a 4-player campaign? Why be restricted to only 2 people? Being able to go head-to-head as Rohan and Gondor versus Isengard and Mordor, for example, or even other factions like the Elves, Arnor, or the Dwarves, has the potential to be one of the most awesome Total War experiences ever. With new graphics and updated map locations, we can really have the map reflect that stark contrast in the world as well, with Elven forests looking more ethereal and Mordor looking hazy and corrupt. I think a Total War set in the Lord of the Rings universe would be one of the most awesome things CA could do at this point, and I believe the experiences they've made from the Warhammer series would go a long way in making such a title the best it can be. Just imagine that licensed movie soundtrack playing in-game, it would be so awesome. But yeah, hopefully this becomes a thing at some point, and if not, well, no, it has to be a thing at some point, right? It has to be, even if there's only a fool's hope. Thank you so much for watching, friends. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.